residence. A death row inmate testifies to escape his execution. It's homecoming week for the Mean Green.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV News at Noon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining ntTV News at Noon. I'm Isabella Davis.
And I'm Faith Webster. The Texas Supreme Court issued a stay of execution for Robert Robertson last Thursday, the same night he was scheduled for lethal injection. Betty Cross reports.
We are in somewhat uncharted territory, but that's because this is such a powerful case.
Jane Pucher with the Innocence Project says it took extraordinary legal maneuvering to stop Robert Robertson's death by lethal injection. A bipartisan group of lawmakers issued a subpoena calling on Robertson to testify on Monday, days after he was scheduled to die.
So they subpoenaed him to testify on Monday, and then the lawmakers moved to stay the execution so that he could actually have that opportunity to speak, because of course he was scheduled to be executed last night.
Robertson is trying to use the junk science law to prove his innocence, saying he was sent to death row on flawed science. The 2013 Texas law allows the courts to overturn a conviction when scientific evidence at the crux of a case has since changed or been discredited. Robertson was convicted of killing his 2-year-old daughter in 2002, but his attorneys and some medical experts say she didn't die from shaken baby syndrome, but rather from complications related to pneumonia. How unusual is a legal maneuver like this?
It's definitely unusual, and I think it speaks to how compelling of a case of innocence this is and how strongly the lawmakers feel that the law is not being applied as it was designed to.
The 11th hour victory for Robertson buys him more time and a chance to speak directly to Texas lawmakers.
We expect that he will be brought to the Texas House to testify and to answer questions, particularly about how this law, 11073, the junk science writ, has been applied in his case.
After today's hearing, it's not clear what legal options Robertson will have to vacate his execution, as the courts have rejected all of his appeals up to this point.
4 are dead following a helicopter crash into a radio tower in Houston yesterday evening. The crash happened just before 8 p.m. The helicopter took off from Ellington Airport and crashed 17 miles away near North Ennis Street. The cause of the crash is still unknown. No homes were damaged by the crash or the fire resulting from the crash.
This weather just isn't getting any cooler.
Don't say that. You still have to have hope.
Well, my name is Faith, not Hope. The only person that can give me hope is Tania Burns, our weather anchor, with hopefully a cooler weather report. Tania?
Yes, the weather's still looking the same as it was last week. I'd definitely say that we're entering fall officially. It's gonna be chilly all week, but today it's at 66. It's sunny, but it feels like 68 with a little bit of wind of 7. I would definitely still say bring a coat or a jacket. As we look for later's weather, or for later, it clears up, but it will be a little bit warmer, but I'd still say bring a coat or keep a coat on you because the wind is still gonna be picking up pretty heavy with a wind speed of 9. And then for tomorrow, it'll get hotter, but it'll still be kind of cold with a wind speed of 12, but it'll be 81. It'll kind of feel like 83. So I definitely still say be mindful of what you wear. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Tania. Early voting begins today, and if you're on campus, you can vote at UNT's Gateway Center. Early voting wraps up November 1st, and Election Day is Tuesday, November 5th. For more information on early voting and voting locations, head over to votedenton.gov.
Elon Musk is giving away $1 million each day to registered voters in battleground states. Musk said that voters in states like Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Michigan who sign his political action committee's petition are eligible for the cash prize. CNN Cassie Hunt explains. Musk's given more than $75 million to his pro-Trump super PAC in hopes that the sweepstakes will boost registration among Republicans. But experts are warning that the move could be illegal as federal law prohibits anyone who offers to pay or accepts payment either for registration to vote or for voting.
Coming up, the miraculous survival of a 105-year-old woman. And this AI gathering information from our social media posts. Don't go anywhere.
Haunting in the depths of ntTV studios. Something special is brewing just for you.
Hey ghouls and goblins, ntTV News is having a special Halloween segment this October 31st. We're also covering 31 days of Halloween in Denton. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be spooktacular.
Looking to open a free checking or savings account but don't know where to start? Check out ntQ Credit Union right here on campus. Get your Mean Green debit card instantly or apply for a ntQ Visa credit card today. Your school, your card. Plus, make deposits at their 24/7 ATM, checks or cash whenever you need it. Make sure to sign up for ntQ's online banking platform and mobile app for easy access anytime, anywhere. Visit them at www.ntq.org to learn more. ntQ, the official financial institution of UNT Athletics.
Has this ever happened to you?
My bike! My bike is gone!
Stolen bikes are an epidemic sweeping college campuses across America.
What am I supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The We Mean Green Fund has partnered with the UNT Police Department to offer free bike locks to any UNT student with a bike. Just show up with your bike in tow and ask.
Now I'll never lose my bike ever again.
Enough worrying. Get your bike lock today.
Hurricane Oscar made landfall in eastern Cuba Sunday evening as a Category 1 storm, causing significant concerns amid ongoing power outages. Cuba's electrical grid has collapsed 4 times in 48 hours, worsening an existing energy crisis. Heavy rainfall and flash flooding are anticipated, raising fears of humanitarian crisis. The government has canceled school through Wednesday and urged only essential workers to report to work. The storm has been downgraded to a tropical storm, but officials warn that Oscar could strengthen as it moves north, threatening further devastation in the region. And those across the southeast United States are still picking up the pieces after back-to-back hurricanes. For one Florida resident, their survival is a miracle.
When you see what's left of Jane Houston's Port Salerno home, it's hard to imagine that someone inside survived when the tornado hit. It's even harder to imagine when you learn Jane Houston was inside this home alone. And Jane Houston is 105 years old.
105, born in 1919.
Riley Houston is Jane's great-grandson. He calls her his mama.
She is a strong, independent, stubborn woman. She is amazing.
Riley says Jane has lived on her own for years. She had just gone into the bathroom when the tornado hit.
I can't imagine her being in the bathroom just getting the roof ripped off the house and the other wall slamming into the door. She recounts that it was probably the scariest time of her life.
When it was over, neighbors found her in the rubble and pulled her to safety. She needed surgery for a foot injury. Her back is bruised and sore, but she's alive.
Miracle, luck, God, that's as best as I can really put it.
And as Jane recovers in the hospital, her neighbors are making sure she knows she's not alone.
We've got cleaning supplies, shampoo, toothpaste, clothes, blankets.
They've been collecting for her supplies, money, helping research housing.
She's our neighbor. We're inspired by her miraculous story of survival, and we just want to be a part of her rebuilding her life.
I am beyond overwhelmed with how much support has been around with the community.
And Riley says his mama is also overwhelmed by the support. He says she should soon be starting rehab for her injuries and hopes to be released from the hospital next week. She is initially going to need some round-the-clock care, but Riley says her goal is to again be living alone and living independently. In Port Salerno, Ari Height, WPBF 25 News.
Start the countdown if you haven't already. 10 days till Halloween.
I know, I am so excited. It feels like our weather is trying to trick us though with this heat rolling back in.
I know, I'm hoping our weather anchor Tania Burns has a treat for us for the 7-day forecast. Tania?
I definitely feel like it's gonna be a chilly Halloween. As you can take a look across North Texas, it's all pretty much in the 60s for right now, the highest being 67 in Graham right now. I don't think it'll be any warmer for the next few weeks, but you can never really tell here in Texas. Now, as we take a look across the state, here in Amarillo, it's 63, with that being the lowest so far. And then it's always warmer in Houston with the 71 for right now. But as we take a look across the entire week, you can see that it'll get a little bit warm throughout the week, Wednesday being the highest of 91, but it won't be that much sun, so I definitely say it'll be a chilly day. As you continue throughout the week, it'll be 89, 88. It'll just get lower from that. Not too much sun, but it'll be a lot of wind going on throughout the whole week. And that's all that I have for the weather for today. Back to you at the front desk.
Thanks, Tania. The social media platform X has updated its terms of service to allow AI to train on all users' posts. This move sparked outrage among artists and creatives concerned that their work will be used without consent. Many users are also concerned about personal information in their tweets being exploited. The new terms take effect on November 5th, and it's unclear if there's an option to opt out. Users who continue using X after this date will be agreeing to the updated terms.
The United States is investigating a significant leak of highly classified documents, confirmed by House Speaker Mike Johnson. The documents reportedly contain U.S. intelligence on Israeli plans to strike Iran. It's unclear how they surfaced on the telegram and began circulating online. The FBI, along with the Pentagon and intelligence agencies, are likely leading the investigation. Analysis warned that this breach could make Israel hesitant to share future intelligence with the U.S. and its allies. The U.S. has announced a $400 million defense aid package for Ukraine, including ammunition and military equipment. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin shared the news during a meeting with President Zelensky in Kyiv.
Under President Biden's leadership, the United States remains committed to keeping up this support. And so I'm pleased to announce today the commitment of a $400 million presidential drawdown package to provide your forces with additional munitions, armored vehicles, and anti-tank weapons.
The United States has provided more than $64 billion in aid to Ukraine since Russia launched its attacks in 2022.
It's homecoming week at the University of North Texas, and we have the details.
And today's national holiday will keep the doctors away. We will be right back.
Craving something fresh, flavorful, and made just for you? Look no further than Avesta, your go-to destination for a delicious, full-service dining experience. Dive into our customizable omelets, expertly crafted by our talented cook Jonathan, who guarantees every bite is perfection. All our dishes are handmade, prepared with only the freshest ingredients. Explore our assembly line where you can choose from any of our globally inspired dishes or customize your plate. It's that easy. And let's not forget dessert. Indulge your sweet tooth with treats from Clark Bakery. With convenient payment methods including card or flex, it's the perfect dining spot for any occasion. Quench your thirst with our wide selection of drinks. Just hand your drinking card to our friendly waiter, and they'll bring your beverage of choice right to your table. When you're done savoring every last bite, our attentive staff will whisk away your tray. Enjoy the peaceful ambiance as you dine in, or use our takeout option for a meal on the go. Avesta.
UNT's esports team continues to grow on campus. ntTV Marvin Diaz-Vila took a trip to Hartford, Connecticut to talk with the fighting game community.
The fighting game community is a unique and tight-knit group. Players from around the world gather at major tournaments like East Coast Throwdown, where high-stakes competition meets global talent. Majors like these offer qualification points for World Tour games like Guilty Gear Strive, Dragon Ball FighterZ, and King of Fighters 15, attracting the best of the best. With prize pools like Street Fighter 6 $5,000 bracket, these events are more than just games. They're serious competitions. So, what exactly is the FGC? Pro Tekken 8 player Ojin Trojan Porter and UNT FGC Club President Dorian Mega Dartbean Toussaint share what sets the fighting game community apart from other esports communities.
The FGC didn't really have all of the backing of it. It allowed people to create their own niche, environments and situations, and every different tournament or local has a very unique feel to it because it's normally, raised from the ground up.
A sense of community, we're all friends, Come to play games, chill out. I know some people are into the competitive side and want to be the best.
For Ojin Porter, the FGC was introduced through word of mouth about the DFW Tekken scene. Dorian Toussaint, on the other hand, was drawn to the idea of one player defeating another, similar to martial arts, which led him to fighting games. As for me, my first taste came from a Tekken 3 arcade machine at a Pizza Gaddy's. Lastly, I asked both players what advice would they provide to someone who is interested in the FGC.
To come as you are. The FGC is really about each individual person just coming and sharing their love with the game with other people, so you don't have to be anyone else.
Don't be afraid to try something new. Then eventually, you'll get stronger. So don't be discouraged whenever you come to the fighting game club. Trust me, you will get stronger and you won't even realize it.
Ready to mash some buttons? East Coast Throwdown isn't the only major tournament. Texas Showdown, happening March 28th through the 30th in Houston, is one to watch. Locally, Ojin Porter is hosting the 3rd anniversary of his tournament, Baddies, this Saturday, October 19th. Plus, UNT's FGC Club will host their next event on October 28th at the Business Leadership Building. Visit start.gg for more info.
Are you ready for homecoming week? Yes, I am, and I would love to know all the events happening. Do you know of any besides the iconic bonfire?
I can't remember any off the top of my head, but our Eye of the Eagle segment anchor, Kendall Keaton, has all the details. Kendall?
That's right, guys. There's so much going on this week. The homecoming royalty voting starts today and ends Thursday. You can vote for your favorite royalty candidate on Org Sync. The homecoming picnic starts today at 11 a.m. and ends at 1 p.m. to kick off the University of North Texas Homecoming Week. This event will be held at the Library Mall and Discovery Park. There will be a pep band, North Texas cheer and dancers, and Scrappy for a pep rally at 11:30 a.m. with free food with your UNT ID. This Tuesday, there will be a homecoming t-shirt giveaway at 12 p.m. at the Discovery Park. Wednesday, there will be a Scrappy Palooza homecoming celebration at Frisco at 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. There will be food activities, wear your Western gear or dress in mean green attire, and bring a plain white t-shirt from home to print a fun homecoming 2024 design. On Friday, the Spirit Bash is at 6 p.m. It's an annual event that increases spirit and highlight traditions. So join UPC with their mini music festival filled with live performances, activities, food, and more. And of course, Mean Green is set to play Tulane at 11 a.m. at DACU Stadium, and that is where the homecoming royalty will be announced at halftime. There are many more events happening, but we would be here all day if I talked about it, all of them. So for more details, go to the UNT Student Activity Center website. With all that talk, I almost forgot about my favorite event that comes out of homecoming. The bonfire will be happening this Thursday at 8 p.m. at the North Lot at DACU Stadium. And our live shot reporter, James Peeler, is on site to tell us more about it. James?
Thank you very much, Kendall. So UNT homecoming is a very important time-honored tradition, and well, just homecoming in general is a very important time-honored tradition for many colleges, but one of my favorite traditions for UNT is our bonfire. I'm here with Andrew Zlotnick, who's a member of Talons, and hopefully he can tell us a bit more about the bonfire. So how long has this bonfire been going on for UNT?
So Bonfire for Talons was entrusted to us in the early 60s, and we've been doing it pretty much ever since. It's been a long tradition ever since the first homecoming games, and just that's what we pretty much do.
And so what can you tell us about this specific bonfire? Like how many pallets high is it? What's the biggest it's gonna get?
So the way that the stack works is it is 4 tiers each. The first stack is about 20 pallets high, then subsequently it goes up from there. I can't remember exactly the last 3, but the general rule of thumb is it is 15 meters wide by the first level, and then it's 10 meters for the rest of the others, and they just kind of stack inward. It kind of looks like a pyramid by the end of it. It's really cool.
All right. Thank you very much. That's all for me. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, James. Wow, I am so excited for homecoming.
Me too. We are definitely in the spirit today with all of our mean green going on. I just can't wait for this game against Tulane.
No, I'm excited for it. It's going to be very fun. I can't wait. Our sports anchor, Matthew McDonald, has more on what's coming up and what's been going down with sports. Matthew, are you sporting the mean green today?
Although I don't have any green on, I got the spirit of the mean green right here. Thanks, guys. When we come back, I'll keep y'all updated on the championship series and the MLB and WNBA, as well as UNT football and Stars hockey. We'll be right back.
You're right, Mom. I have.
We're on the road this weekend at Memphis. Coming into this game, both teams were sitting at 5-1. UNT's offense was on fire, accumulating over 650 yards with 208 on the ground and 445 through the air. The offense scored 44 points, which should be enough to win you the football game. Unfortunately, it was a different story on the other side of the ball. Giving up 52 points, UNT drops to 5-2, but has a great opportunity to beat a good Tulane team next week. It's also homecoming for the Mean Green next week. Kickoff will be at 11 that morning, so set your alarms and get to DACU. In the NBA, after 28 years in the WNBA, the New York Liberty captured their first championship in franchise history. The Liberty were down by 12 points late in the first half, but despite early struggles and a lackluster performance from guard Sabrina Ionescu, they beat the Minnesota Lynx 67-62 in Game 5 to win the series 3-2. Forward Jonquel Jones won Finals MVP after having an impressive postseason stat line of 15, 8, and 2. The Dallas Stars are currently 5-1 and looking like one of the top teams in the NHL. Goaltender Jake Ottinger recently signed an 8-year, $66 million extension with the Stars, and deservedly so. He's currently posting a .953 save percentage and a 1.48 goals allowed average. The leading scorers for the Stars are center Rope Hintz with 3 goals and 4 assists, and rookie forward Logan Stankoven with 7 assists. Stankoven leads all rookies in scoring and is currently one of the front-runners for Rookie of the Year. The Stars hit the ice again Tuesday night against the Buffalo Sabres at 6. After a 6-game series, the Dodgers beat the Mets and move on to the World Series and face off with the other New York team in the Yankees. This will be one of the most star-studded World Series in a long time, with 2 historic franchises battling out. Game 1 will be Friday, October 25th in LA. The Dodgers open up as a -135 favorite. The Yankees are currently underdogs and look to get their first championship since 2009.
Thanks, Matthew. You can cover it in caramel or bake it into a pie. It's apples, of course. Today is National Apple Day. Thanks for watching ntTV News at noon.
Join us again tonight at 6 and tomorrow at noon here on North Texas Television.